The first part of episode 57 begins with one sad cameraman who is clearly very upset about something, and another cameraman who has taken a half-crouch position, and who we saw in the previous episode where the cameraman's shock tank was destroyed. Its appearance means that a significant part of this combat special forces unit has survived and can continue to carry out tasks to advance in the city. I want you to pay attention to this big screen that you see in front of you. Later in the series, you will understand why I asked you to do this. POV cameraman runs up to the edge of the house, and we see the infected speakerman crushing another speakerman. Look how resistant the infected speakerman is to a normal shock cannon. It didn't do any damage to him. The destroyed tank creates a lot of problems for the cameraman to neutralize the infected speakerman. Next, Titan cameraman arrives, and we see that scientist cameraman is also not sitting idle, but has been improving his fighters, and we see that Titan cameraman has a shield on his core. From this, we understand that damage to the core is the main danger for Titan cameraman. Also, in my opinion, all the energy of the Titan of the cameraman is accumulated in the core. Interestingly, he is protected by a shield from the shots from the guns of the Titan speakerman, and it does so quite successfully, withstanding all his shots. But as a shield, he uses a piece of debris from the roof of one of the houses that he had picked up before. When he landed on the ground and realized that the speaker Titan was hostile and would use weapons, Titan speakerman does not use weapons to destroy infected speakerman Titan, but tries to neutralize it with his bare hands. Let's look at the previous point in a little more detail. Did you notice anything interesting? Look at the big screen I mentioned earlier. The word betrayal appears on the screen in large, fuzzy letters. What do you think this could mean? And I'll just remind you that in one episode of Infected Speakerman Titan, and scientist Skibidi knew about the location of a secret cameraman laboratory, where weapons were being developed to save infected cameramen. And someone suggests that the upset cameraman is one of the traitors who is desperate, because he can't help the Skibidists and everything is going wrong. If we look at the moment of battle in more detail, we see that cameraman Titan uses its gravity weapon, which works effectively even against such large enemies as infected Speakerman Titan. Cameraman Titan still manages to bring infected Speakerman Titan to the ground without causing him significant damage. But the improved GMAN toilet stands in the way of saving Speakerman Titan from the parasite. In my opinion, the improvements are not significant. 6 laser cannons, a few additional armor plates, and GMAN toilet goggles were added. He needed glasses, because in one of the episodes his eyes were damaged by a powerful radio wave from the TV man. The cameraman Titan is invulnerable to laser attacks, and simply throws the GMAN toilet off the battlefield to return to the infected cameraman Titan. Here we see the appearance of the PLUNGERMAN, who decides to take the initiative and pull the parasite out of the infected Speakerman Titan. Unfortunately, the plunger cameraman was spotted, and the infected Speakerman Titan was able to pull it out of the place where the parasite is sitting. Next, we see that the infected Speakerman Titan squeezes the plunger cameraman so hard that its jetpack explodes, which could also cause significant damage to the plunger cameraman. By the way, at the time of the flight, the plunger cameraman had 2 plungers, but when it was being squeezed, it had only 1, which may mean that the plunger cameraman was able to catch one of the plungers on the parasite's head, which will help save the infected cameraman Titan in the future. In my opinion, the plunger cameraman may yet return in the future, as we have already seen a cyborg cameraman sitting in a robot. This is not the last appearance of Plunger Cameraman, and he will be restored to participate in the next series. It's hard for me to believe that episode 57 was the last appearance of our legendary hero, Plunger Cameraman. It was theorized that he would try to get the parasite out of the infected Speakerman Titan, but unfortunately, this attempt was unsuccessful. In the previous episodes, we saw a new development of the cameraman, namely repair kits for restoring destroyed comrades. I hope that the cameraman will be able to pull out Plunger Cameraman and restore him, as we all fell in love with him for his courage and self-confidence.